What's good, y'all? Happy Monday. This is Mike with Beats and Vinyl, and this is kind of a special occasion. Today is March 3rd. This marks the anniversary of two great albums that were released on this date. One, De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising, the initial groundbreaking album, incredible. Rest in peace to Dave. And also, an album that made me a Stevie Wonder stan. Anybody knows me, I love Stevie Wonder ever since I was 9 years old. The song that got me hooked on him was a song called That Girl. And that song was hot. It was on the radio, playing all the time. And anytime it would come on the radio, I would literally stop what I was doing and just stand in front of the speaker. And I know my mom thought I was nuts, but I just love that song. And I begged my mama to take me to buy the record. So I just got great parents. And she took me to the store. We bought the record, and it was this one, the Musicarium album. And as you see, I mean, this is the one we actually brought. It was, if I can remember right, it was like $6.50, something like that. But you see, I got my little tape on it, and I was just struggling with taking care of records, man. But I didn't realize it was like a greatest hits album. So as I'm playing it, some of the songs I know Superstition, I know Living for the City. I've heard them before. I said, okay, yeah, I know that song. And then the song came on called Superwoman, and I was like, ooh, this is different. I ain't never heard this before. I'm like, what are these sounds? What is this music? What is this? And I'm finding out that he's playing all the instruments, and he blind, and I'm like, okay, how's he doing all of this? So if you open up the album, the end sleeve, you can see all of the records that he released in the 70s were there. So Superwoman was on this album called Music of My Mind. And I said, okay, I gotta get this record. So I'm calling around. I'm 9 years old, calling around for this record. And they said it was out of print. I said, okay. So that's what they did. A lot of those records back in the day, they printed them up for a while, then they stopped making them. So I grew up in a little town called Yellow Springs, Ohio. Shout out to the Springs. And one of my best friends was a guy named Jason. And Jason was really into comics. He loved like the Hulk and Spider-Man. Me, on the other hand, I could have cared less about comics. Even to this day, I don't get it. But we used to go to this place after school called Dark Star Comics. It's still in Yellow Springs, right? Literally a street over from our elementary school, Mills Lawn. Shout out to Mills Lawn. And we would go in there, and all the kids would be digging through comics. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm walking around the store, and in the back, they got vinyl. Oh boy. So I'm digging through, and I'm looking around, and man, this one popped up. And my heart jumped out my chest. And this is the album that I brought. You see my tape on it. Who? The little, well, I let the record stick together because I didn't have any sleeves. But this was the record, and it was a whopping $15 that I didn't have. And I had to ask my dad, and I said, man, I got this record I want, and it's $15. And he gave me a 20. And we went over his house for that weekend, and I got the money, and it was wintertime, so that Monday, I'm hyped, I'm ready, man. I'm in school, I'm daydreaming about buying this record. We're sitting in school, and it starts snowing. And not snowing a little bit, it's snowing a lot. And it got to a point where they just let us out of school early. So I'm kind of like, I used to ride my bike to school, so I didn't get on the bus. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna get this record. I don't care what's going on outside, I'm getting the record. And Denzel said, I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something, man. And I went to the store, I brought the record, I walked out the store, the snow is coming down in chunks. It's like you can't even see. And I got my book bag, I got the record over here on my arm. I'm trying to ride my bike. And I'm coming up the hill and I hear a horn. And I look back, it's my mama. I said, boy, if you don't get your ass in this car. And we get the bike in the car and we get home and we had a snow day. And man, it was just beautiful because I played this record all day, all night, all the next day. I just couldn't get enough of it. I just couldn't get enough of this record, man. This record turned me into a Stevie Wonder fan, just all day, man. So Innervision is my favorite Stevie record, but this one is the thing that just made me obsessed with him. So, and I got a better copy too. So that's not, so I do have a better copy that I took actual good care of, that looks decent when you look at it. So, and of course I got it on CD and everything like that. It's part of the cool thing about at least vinyl back in the day. You had artwork and you can actually read the lyrics and see pictures and all that kind of stuff, man. So shout out to Stevie, one of my favorite records of all time, one of my favorite. And that'll do it for this Monday. Talk at y'all soon. Be blessed. Peace.